Hello everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Vlogs, where I talk about my day, what's going on at Tailosive, and today was okay. I felt like I couldn't get my groove going today because I was told that we were going to have a party where I met up with Ross and his family that you saw in the last vlog, and I invited Louise down so that she could visit with the Clarks, and turns out I got the date wrong. It's actually tomorrow, and I felt bad because we kind of got all hyped about it. We were like, okay, let's go to the party, and then we got there and nothing was happening. So I felt bad, but she wasn't upset about it or anything. I just felt like I messed up. And also just last night, something just weird happened when I came on to another tech channel I've talked about on this vlog series before named Viper's channel. And Viper is this amazing tech YouTuber who, if you haven't checked out yet, please check him out. He does tech videos and he loves doing live streams and he likes having other people come on the live streams. And he invited me on to talk about the iPhone XR and defending it and why we don't understand this has been such a controversial phone for some reason. And it was fun for a little while, but we had a couple people on there that, I mean, you can go watch the stream for yourself and decide if you thought I wasn't speaking enough or if other people were speaking too much. But in all honesty, I just felt like I was being talked to. I wasn't having a conversation with people, and really want you guys to know it's not Viper's fault. It's not something we need to blame him for. He didn't understand that was going to happen, but it got me thinking a lot about debating and how a lot of us have disagreements, of course, on the internet, and what is the most efficient and best way for us to handle our differences and to be able to attack these topics that clearly a lot of us don't agree on. And where I start to agree more with Jon Prosser is that tech and debating about iPhones and LG and Samsung should never start to boil down to a battle between good or evil. And now somehow, based upon what phone you're buying, you are either enabling an evil company or supporting a good cause. And that's what all of this boils down to. I'm really trying to take that out of the tech community, which is funny because a lot of the people who talk over you and don't give you a chance to speak and will in fact interrupt the guy who's running the live stream and talk over Viper as he's trying to say timeout or hold on, I want to say something. The guy's on his own channel and there were people talking over him and telling him by talking over him that, hold on, it doesn't matter what you're saying, Viper. It doesn't matter because I'm talking right now and I need to get my point across. I found that so incredibly selfish and disrespectful. When Viper starts talking, no matter if I'm in the middle of my point, Viper should have the floor. He should be in charge. That's his channel. He had to invite each of us there individually, and no matter what debate we're going on, he should be in control. And the fact that people were out there trying to stop that from happening just bothered me. It definitely was never going to get their point across. It was never going to persuade someone of a different argument if your approach to telling them that they're wrong or your approach to telling them that you're right is to talk over someone and not give them a chance to speak. There's plenty of things I've disagreed with other YouTubers on before, and even YouTubers that I've heavily disagreed with, typically we've had a pretty good experience or a pretty good dialogue of being able to talk back and forth on individual topics, as long as at the end of the day we can still respect each other, we can still let the other person have a chance to speak. And I felt like last night that wasn't happening, which is why I very abruptly just left the stream. For one, it's because I have life, I have other things I need to attend to, and as a guy who's running his own business and has to make sure that Tailosive keeps growing and keeps getting content, I cannot spend hours and hours of my time listening to someone who won't even let me respond to them. Now, another thing that I thought was very present in this genre topic of the iPhone XR is people saying that you're either an idiot or you're either stupid because you plan on buying the XR or you like the idea of the iPhone XR. And the reason I'm not uploading this kind of response video to tech is because this is bigger than technology. This is simply about the brand of glass we have in our pockets. I don't think because you like iOS and because you like iPhones, that makes you stupid or an idiot. There are clear and definitive advantages to iOS, and what I've tried to do with my channel is never try to make someone feel stupid or bad for liking our particular product. And that makes me think a lot about what I've said about the Pixelbook and the Surface Go. What I always try to bring up in those videos is that these products were bad experiences for me. That's how we should be reviewing products in the tech community, not comparing tech specs and just looking at numbers and saying, this thing has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, this one has a 3,000, therefore this is the better phone. We can't just be number regurgitators because our audiences can do that. We can't capitalize on the fact that we know how to read tech specs. It has to be bigger than that. That's why I think we should review tech products based on our own individual personal experiences, which is why when I found out someone like John Prosser had a lot of software glitches and a lot of software bugs with iOS and he really couldn't take it anymore, I don't blame him for switching away from it. And if you've had terrible glitchy experiences with iPhones and iOS, I don't blame you for switching away either. That's your experience, and we need to bring our experiences forward so that we can learn from each other and hopefully see which people are having the best experiences and make a purchasing decision upon that. What I don't appreciate is when we like a particular product so much that if we find someone who doesn't like the same product that we like, then we have to either result to them being stupid, idiotic, and enabling a company to rip them off even though they're buying an experience that they can't get elsewhere. So I'm not exactly sure how it's a ripoff if they've tried the alternative and not enjoyed it as much, because that's where this all comes down to for me. I tried to look at tech objectively for a long time, and you know what? No one really was interested in my channel back then because I tried to treat everything as just a tech spec sheet and I just had to regurgitate those facts to you. Instead, I've tried Android phones. I've tried Windows PCs. I didn't have good experiences with them. That is not me being loyal to a brand, me being loyal to a certain logo because I like the Apple logo. That's why the experience is better. That's not true at all. I have apps crash. I have video apps not perform as well. And we all have different purposes for our devices. So to act like there's some sort of one-size-fits-all was just ridiculous to me. And on top of that, I really don't get the argument of people saying that it's a fashion brand and that's why Apple's successful. Like Gucci, Supreme, stuff like that, those are fashion brands that are literally successful because they are luxurious, they are higher priced, they hold themselves to a certain standard, and a lot of people, I agree, in those instances will buy the product for the logo. The Supreme t-shirts were a prime example of that. But the difference though is that Supreme and Gucci are not the top selling clothesline in the world. Yes, they sell, yes, they make their money, but they don't sell more shirts than everyone else in our top 3 in shirt sales in the world. That means that when Apple is getting this many sales, it has to be bigger than just the logo. Definitely there is some customer reliability. People go back to them, but it's because they enjoy them. They're getting a consistent enough experience with them that they can keep going back to them. And I just don't support this ideology that if you don't care that your phone's not 1080p or you don't care that it doesn't have a headphone jack, that's because you're brainwashed. That's because you just care about logos. That's because you have to give in to the most popular sportswear, the most popular merch, and you just have to have the newest thing. I know I'm not like that because basically the only merch I've ever paid for is my own. I don't care about expensive clothes. I don't care about expensive shoes. My sandals are literally falling apart. It's not a status symbol at all to me. It's all about finding a product with the best overall experience. In other words, it just works. And I really felt that presence on YouTube ever since I started making videos. I really felt like everyone was trying to shame you. Everyone was trying to make you feel bad if you liked Apple and said, well, if you buy iPhones, it's because you're just stupid. You don't know any better. Because that makes it so that Android YouTubers or people who prefer Android feel like they have this moral responsibility to share with the world that there are cheaper options. And if they don't share these options, we're going to keep enabling the giant tyrannical Apple who's going to keep stealing money from us, even though the people who are buying iPhones, I'm gonna take a wild accusation here. I'm gonna make it a stretch. I think they know that there are other smartphones that aren't iPhones. I think they're aware of that. And in fact, I think a lot of them have even tried using the competition. See, if everyone was just that stupid and no one knew that the LG G7 or the Galaxy S9 existed, then the iPhone 7 would have came out. They would have saw, oh, there's no headphone jack, but I need a headphone jack. And then they would have bought another phone. And a lot of people did for that reason. And if you need the headphone jack and it's important to you, I completely respect that. With our YouTubers disagreeing here, it is not a battle of you like Android and you like Apple and you're fighting about it. The difference is I like the dialect of respecting whatever you choose. I don't think the Pixel 2 is a good phone, but that's my recommendation. Just because you like the Pixel 2 or you buy the Pixel 2, I'm not going to call you an idiot. I'm not going to say you're brainwashed. I'm not going to say you are enabling Google and you're only buying it because of the logo. I understand that there are advantages advantages and benefits that that phone has. Same with the LG G7. I respect you if you like that phone or if you like that particular brand. I'm okay with it. All I'm trying to do with my channel is let you guys know that if you like Apple for what they've done with iOS and the exclusives they've provided in that ecosystem that I definitely like as well, you shouldn't have to feel bad about that. You are not an idiot. You're not brainwashed because you found a product with features that prioritize what you need in your daily life. We all have different needs, so it makes sense that some of us would prefer certain brands to other brands. I'm just so tired of the fact that that presence on YouTube is still very existent, and there's still so many people who absolutely will believe that if anyone likes something that I don't like, it's clearly just because they need to have a fashion trend. I can't stand that, and the debate's clearly not going to be interesting to most people if your response to their response is to just talk over them and not give them a chance to respond, which is what I got a lot of yesterday. So that's been on the forefront of my mind. Sorry you had to put up with my rant today, but you guys want to know what's going on in Tailosive, and a lot of the time it's not anything too specific. A lot of the time it's just what's going on in my brain. So that's what's going in my brain right now. I hope that in all of my rants about bad products or brands I don't understand, you never felt stupid. You never felt like an idiot for choosing that laptop or Chromebook, or I don't understand why you would like them. They don't work for me, but from here on out, I'm really going to try to make sure that you never feel like an idiot. And I hope that when you watch Tailosive videos, even if you're not a big fan of Apple, you at least feel respected, you feel heard, you feel like I care about you and I care to hear your opinion. As long as you're respectful to me, I'll return the favor. And when you're not respectful to me, then I'm not going to return the favor. So hope you guys can keep that in mind here on out. Thank you guys for watching. Really, really appreciate it. And I hope you all have an excellent day. Take care.